Hello? Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello. Welcome in to SHUTEN ORDER. Yay! Yay, yay, SHUTEN ORDER. Yay, yay, SHUTEN ORDER. Yay, SHUTEN, yay, SHUTEN. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hello? Meow. Meow. Guy Fantastic. Hello. Hello, Guy. Hello. Who else was there? Fluffy. Hello. Blaze. Hello. Cryo. Hello. Have I ever heard of Danganronpa Antebellum? I have. It's on the list. I think it's on the list anyway. I don't know. I don't think I was the one actually making the list. That's a good question. Blaze, was Danganronpa Antebellum on the list? I think I put it on there. I think, yeah. Probably. Do you know if it's finished, Guy? I'm pretty sure it is, which is why it's on the list. Chapter 2 uploaded to YouTube earlier today. That's why it's on the list. It's on the watch list. We're seeing if it finishes. You only know so much. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's on the list of games to watch. Because I don't want to start streaming something that's not getting real love and care. Like, Eden's Garden will probably happen eventually because it does seem to be getting consistent work. I'm probably going to wait until their next whatever they put out comes out. Because, like I said, I want it to have consistent work. The voice acting is top-notch. Interesting. Blaze, could you check Discord, please? Meow. Thank you. So, how is everybody tonight? Art, writing, etc. Okay. Okay. You did some stuff. That's an answer. My new computer came in today. I haven't actually plugged it in yet, but I spent a lot of time running backups so that I can move everything over. I will say it's very pretty. Really can't wait to turn her on for the first time. Anywho, let's, you showed someone some antique pins they wanted to buy. Ooh. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, right. So last time we left off, we had to basically do the best part of the game, but for Old Ray, Old Himeno, and Old Mikoto. Okay. In the lush artificial garden, Makoto's tormented with guilt. Is it a sin to create artificial life? Not Shuten Order New Game Plus. Science Root New Game Plus. October 1st of the Old World calendar. Interesting. The expanse was bathed in soft sunlight, colorful flowers in full bloom in a tranquil space. Whenever he, Mikoto, came to this place, an unsettling feeling would always rise within him. Because such a lush, natural place should hardly exist anymore on the surface. The green paradise that once existed had been lost due to the end. This is a false imitation of nature, created by humans who could not forget what was lost. Imitation, counterfeit, deception, deceitful life. Is it such a sin to create such things? Was it an irrevocable wrong choice? Am I a murderer? Oh, I'm dying. That voice snapped Makoto back to reality. I haven't seen them yet, so I haven't assigned them a voice. Oh, it's just me. I'm dying. It feels so good. I feel like I could die. It makes me feel so alive. Are you dying or coming back to life? Which is it? Sorry, it felt so good. Still, it's strange to see a droid sunbathing. It feels so out of place. It's just charging. A droid's battery charges best with sunlight. I know that. I'm a droid expert too. I just meant that Type Zero's behavior feels too human-like and out of place. That one looks at flowers and calls them beautiful while being all enamored. Does a combat droid need that kind of sensitivity? Inspector, thank you for following on Twitch.
IM_Expector is now following on Twitch.
I'm Expector. Hello, welcome. Hi, thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a fantabulous day. Nice voice acting, thank you. It's a hobby of mine. I have voice acted my way through all of my Dangan gameplay. I've been voice acting through this. I have fun with it. So, I hope you enjoy. And yes, Guy, the game does have a lot of interesting philosophical questions. It's been the brain tickling, and I like that. It's fun. What do you think, Doctor? Well, yeah, perhaps I turned Type Zero's sensitivity a bit too high. You thought it was Danganronpa because of the oh, yeah! So, this is a game that was created by Kodaka. So, it is Dangan adjacent. It was Kodaka, right, Blaze? Double checking my information. Funny thing about doing sounds like me? Huh. Yeah, it's either Kodaka or the guy that did Zero's Escape. It's one or the other, or maybe it's both. I'm really not sure. This got announced right around the time the 100 line came out. Which was also 100 line. It was someone! It's Duncan adjacent. It's by the same people. I know it's the same people. It's one or the other. And basically they're the same person. Or at least they're besties. So, we do Dangan on Tuesdays. We're currently in chapter 4 of V3, which I know what's going on, and about half of chat does not. It's very amusing. And I'm excited. No, you're okay. You're okay. Well, I get distracted a lot. It's very okay. I'm excited because when Dangan 2x2 comes out, I'm gonna do an as long as it takes stream for the new scenario. I'm very excited. It's gonna be a long one because, like, we were talking about it earlier today, and Blaze is like, you're thinking 27, 28 hours, but it's gonna be more like 50. And I'm like, oh, fuck, right. Yes, I like both of those. I will be very excited to play them sooner or later. I am gonna go back to this now, though. Wait, what? SHUTEN Order was created through a collaboration between DMM Games and 2Q, with Kodaka, known for Danganronpa, playing a significant role in its development. Thank you, Guy. I can always trust that Guy's gonna have the information here. Contributions from other writers like Takumi Nakazawa and Takuni Kitayama. Takekuni Kitayama. Very nice, thank you. I appreciate the layup there, because it was Kodaka! I was right! Well, yeah, perhaps I turned type 0 sensitivity up a bit too high. So you mean the thing is delicate? Isn't that a problem for a combat droid? Not necessarily. High sensitivity means it's excellent at inputting information from the outside world. To read the enemy's intentions from subtle cues on the battlefield and respond accordingly. This ability is very important. Is that so? I actually like Type 0's sensitivity. In today's world, there are hardly any people left who can look at flowers and call them beautiful. Type 0 has a rich heart, I think. A rich heart? A droid with a rich heart, huh? Doctor, I'm feeling something very strange right now. What should I call this emotion? What kind of feeling is it? I feel fulfilled. A sort of bright, cheerful, and joyful mood. And at the same time, there's this warm sensation in my chest. A mysterious fluctuation. Well, that's probably what we call happiness. Happiness. So this. Oh wait, does she get all that from charging in the sun? True. Was there something else good that happened? I'm not sure. Maybe there was? Maybe there wasn't. What's that supposed to mean? Don't really get it, but somehow I'm getting a little jealous. In any case, it's a good thing when someone close to you is happy. Even more so than your own happiness. So, Doctor, are you saying that you'd be happier with someone close to you being happy rather than your own happiness? Oh. I have to choose here. I think I'm going to choose this one. Yeah, right answer. One's own happiness is good, but there's a more fulfilling feeling when someone close to you is happy. Might sound like a pretty lie, but humans are a rare species that can wish for the happiness of others.
I see. Is that how it is?
That's a lie. I no longer wish for anyone's happiness. Oh. What I'm doing now is atoning for my sins. As a result, I'm only adding more sins. I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. This place is overthrown with flowing with false life. That's why it makes me uneasy. Because the kindness within me is also false. When did he become Oppenheimer? We're kind of like at the end of this game. Let's see. We're in the past trying to piece together our memories because we were murdered and then resurrected, kind of. And then we went on a bunch of different paths to try to find our own murderer. And then we figured out who it was. But, like, kind of ocean... Yeah, kinda. Kinda. Adjacent. Kataroa's worry. Confides in Ray about having been proposed to by a childhood friend from her hometown, leaving Ray bewildered. Shuten Order Oppen. Ray Oppen. That's that was, hold on. That was Mikoto Oppenheimer. There you go. This is a few days later on October 3rd. Okay. Ooh, we're back in the courtyard. I like the courtyard. It's pretty. A proposal?
Yeah, it happened when I went back home recently. From someone I grew up with. Oh, sorry. It must be annoying to have to listen to something I like. Something like this out of the blue.
No, not at all. Proposals and childhood friends are things I'm unfamiliar with, so it confused me.
Right. It's not really something to talk about with a combat droid like you. But I didn't have anyone else to talk to.
Congratulations?
Is it really okay in such troubled times for me to get married and be happy?
It doesn't matter. I may not be an expert, but I understand this much. Please feel at ease and go get married.
But I'm still uncertain. If I get married, I'll have to quit this job. He's asking me to return to my hometown.
I see. It'll be sad to see you go, but I suppose it can't be helped. Don't, it's a trap. It's a trap.
And the words I heard from the doctor the other day, I can't get them out of my mind.
Humans are a rare species that can wish for the happiness of others.
Yes, that is what he said. Did you know the doctor's continuing his research here because he wants to end this long-lasting war?
No, I didn't know that.
The doctor has dedicated his entire life to this research. We're helping him because we agree with his cause. So is it really okay for me to abandon his cause?
I don't know what the right answer is.
I see.
But no matter what conclusion you reach, I'll support the choice you make. Katoroa. Sure.
Thank you.
Katoroa quietly turned her gaze toward the flower bed. It was filled with a variety of colorful flowers, genetically modified, blooming wildly without regard for the season.
Oh, could you pick a flower from that flower bed for me?
A flower?
You
said you would bless me, right? Oh,
you said you would bless me, right? As a token of that, I'd like a flower, please.
All right. What color flower are we going to give her? Ray thought and thought. Unfortunately, she didn't know much about flowers. Which one should she pick? What caught her eyes were the blue roses and yellow tulips. Which would be better? Chat, I'm going to leave this one to you. What are we thinking? Blue rose, yellow tulip. Blue. Okay. Blue. That's 2 for blue. Hello, Bacon Man. How have you been? That's okay. Everybody's saying the blue rose. Okay. Okay. You're rocking out? Okay. Then how about this flower?
Really? I'm so happy.
That much, huh?
Do you know the meaning behind a blue rose?
The meaning?
It's natural that you don't know. But perhaps this is a divine will.
Fluffy also chose blue rose because Rice Shower. Good point! Rice Shower is a good horse. Uma, 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 uma. How are you, Fluffy? I know we were just like hanging out anyway, but Yellow. Guy, you got outvoted. Wait, is YouTube behind? Or are you guys behind? Was a good, you're right, was a good horse. She's a good Uma. He's a good Uma? Good Uma. Uma, Uma. Uma, 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 Uma. Do. Crud on your, oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, being concerned about YouTube chat got me, gave me enough time to I had forgotten to put lotion on my tattoo again, so it gave me a chance. I'm excited. I have a date when I'm getting it colored now. Okay.
Perhaps this is divine will.
The meaning of the blue rose is your dreams will come true. And also a blessing from God.
Could this be a blessing from God? Alright, I've made up my mind. I'm going to get married.
Your doubts have vanished. That's wonderful.
My only regret is that I have to quit my job. That said, I won't be quitting immediately. I plan to stay until the very end of the year, so until then I'll be here.
Great, that'll be nice. I don't think that was the right answer. Interesting. Looks like there were a few different ways this could have gone. Well, we're locked for now. So, October 7th, visit Makoto. Himeno visited Makoto, who's been staying overnight in the lab. She's worried that he's overworking himself. You were right about yellow. Should we go back and give her the yellow flower? That's up to you guys. If you want me to go back and give her the yellow flower, I will. But I'm going to continue for now. Himeno, October 7th, Old World Calendar. Droid Research Institute, private room.
Wow, your room is still as empty as ever. It's kind of creepy.
That's quite the greeting, Himeno. Just barging in and calling it creepy. But look, I have some things here.
It's practically nothing.
Less is better when it comes to things, except for work-related items. I keep it the same at home, too.
How do you even work in a place like this?
I do my work in the lab. This room is just for breaks and naps.
Well, whatever works for you. Anyway, I brought you some clothes from home. I left them over there. There's enough for a week.
Thanks as always. That's big help. Looks like I'll be staying overnight for a while longer. I've got a mountain of work that needs finishing urgently.
You should go home and relax every once in a while. If you keep working like a drone, you're gonna collapse one of these days.
That doesn't sound like the impatient Himeno I know. But for me, working tirelessly like a drone keeps me comfortable.
You always have a comeback. You really aren't very charming, Makoto.
It's probably due to a genetic imbalance. All the charming genes must have gone to my sister. That's why her daughter's so adorable.
Flattering me won't get you anything.
But seriously, is something wrong at home? I left a household droid to assist you, so you shouldn't have any trouble alone. I see. You've been lonely, haven't you? I'm sorry for leaving you all alone at home for so long.
No, that's not it.
There aren't any kids your age in the neighborhood. Maybe I should create a companion droid for you.
I told you that's not it. Never mind. I'm headed home soon, so gather up your laundry. Hurry up. Can a death welcome in? Meow, meow, meow.
Boba.
A Meowvelous mix. That looks tasty.
I want boba. Thanks. Did I say something weird?
No, I just noticed that you're not pestering me to...
Oh, did I? Gosh, sometimes it's weird the way that it goes. I just noticed you're not pestering me to see the lab anymore. Used to be so persistent about it. What's changed?
Oh, I don't feel like it anymore, I guess.
Did something happen? Let's be honest with our uncle.
I actually already saw it.
What?
The other day, I snuck in the lab.
Ooh. Sounds like fun. Good luck to them at their competition. Hebari! The bitch is in the chat. Hello. Hi. I see you.
I mean, you wouldn't show me no matter how much I asked. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone in without permission.
Did you say anything?
Huh?
Did you say anything? Touch anything? Talk to anyone inside the lab?
No. I got scared, so I left right away.
I see. That's good. In any case, don't sneak in the lab again, alright? There are dangerous things in there. If you got hurt, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself.
I understand. I won't sneak in again. I promise.
Thank you for understanding. It's a promise, then. Himeno regretted letting it slip. She was sure security would be tightened. It'd be best to refrain from sneaking in for a while. She could visit Ray when things cooled down. I think that was the wrong answer. However, security at the lab was strengthened far more than expected. And so, the day when Himeno could see Ray again never came. Yeah, that was a bad end. I knew I shouldn't. I knew it. Not a bad ending, but you can't proceed with the story. Yeah, great. You won't be able to progress with the others. Go back and choose an option. Okay. That's fine. We'll just lie to him. Do 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 do.
And nothing. I just changed my mind.
Let's see. Maybe I was overthinking it.
Anyway, what about your laundry? If you don't hurry, I'm not washing it for you.
Makoto hurriedly began gathering his piles of laundry. Himeno breathed a sigh of relief. She'd almost said something she shouldn't have. Was it about meeting Ray? That was part of it. But even more than that. Hey, Makoto, the reason you don't come home, is it because you don't want to see me? Aww. Poor sweetheart. Hello, I mean, that 40 minutes ago almost now. I mean, that is the normal time, isn't it? Same cat time, same cat channel. You were at a Valentine's Day dinner. Ooh, fancy. You know, it occurred to me today that because this year is not a leap year and Friday the 13th is in February, that we're going to have another Friday the 13th next month, and I got really excited. Very excited. Meow. Same cat times. Yeah, the 1960s Batman reference. When I was little, I love Friday the 13th. It's the best day of the year. My Nana was born on a Friday the 13th. She used to joke about how they checked her for horns when she was born. You were supposed to get married on a Friday the 13th. That's cool, actually. Well, no, my stepmom was a big Batman fan. And there was one time we were driving like out of state, and there were like mountains on both sides of the highway we were on. Out in the middle of like nowhere, basically. And it was wintertime, and there was snow all down, like, frozen down the sides of the mountains on the side of the road. Like, it looked like it could basically slide onto the road if it warmed up just a little bit. And my stepmom looks over at my dad and goes, "Holy unfalling ice crystals, Batman!" And yeah, it's just stuck in my head ever since. So, the Halloween's the only day that beats it for you? No, I think Friday the 13th, any Friday the 13th, especially if it's in December. I consider them lucky days. I don't know why people are all weird about them. That and tattoo shops usually give good deals. So, Yilla, hello, welcome in. Hi. Hello. By the way, guys, my new computer came in today. I was working on, like, backing up stuff so that I could move it over easy. I'm very excited for the new one. You're so mad you had to miss it. Well, like I just said, Kitten of Death, there's gonna be another one next month. And even though I'm scheduled to get a tattoo on the 5th, I want to go get another one for Friday the 13th. I'm not going to. I know I won't have money for it, but I'm getting the coloring done on the 5th, though, and I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I feel it, though. Anywho, continuing along. Since that day, Himeno had snuck into the lab multiple times to visit Ray. Ray welcomed her whenever she could, between missions. The two of them chatted away as much as time would allow. Just like old friends who had always been close. This routine continued for some time. Ray would go to the battlefield, achieve great success with minimal casualties, and return triumphantly. Here and there, Jimeno would visit the lab, chat, and then leave. The same routine. Then one day, amidst this ordinary routine. Did you know? Pandas spend 14 hours a day eating bamboo. That's why they're always seen eating bamboo. Pandas. Always eating bamboo. October 24th is International Gibbon Day. I don't know why, though. International Gibbon? Gibbons. Apparently, Mandarin ducks aren't as faithful as their reputation suggests. The whole faithful couple thing is probably a big lie. Mandarin ducks. Unfaithful? What's wrong, Ray? You've been tilting your head in confusion this whole time. Well, the stories about animals you're telling me are very interesting. But somehow they don't match the image I have in my head. Are you saying I'm bad at explaining? No, that's not it. It's just that I've never seen animals before, so it's hard to picture them visually. Oh, I see. You've never even seen photos of them. Visualizing animals. Now that I think about it, there might be picture book, maybe. Because, like, I don't know how they'd watch a documentary, right? What do you guys think? Meow. Picture hook? Documentary?
do do no no no.
Book. Documentary. Book? Alright, book. Hey! That's the correct answer sound.
In that case, I'll bring you a picture book about animals. It has lots of photos in it.
Really?
Yeah, it's an old one I read when I was little, so I'll have to dig it out. Once I find it, I can bring it over.
That would be wonderful. I'm excited.
But, you know, someday it would be nice to see real animals, huh?
Real animals? That does sound nice.
Like horses, cows, pandas, or even a T-Rex. I'd love to see them with my own eyes just once. Well, a T-Rex.
A T-Rex doesn't sound likely. I'd like to ride a horse someday.
Oh, that sounds lovely. If you're gonna ride, it should be a white horse.
You're gonna eat? Have a good night, Bacon Man. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you have a fantastic night. And we'll see you next time.
I always dreamed of a prince on a white horse. Ray, someday you should become a prince and come sweep me off my feet.
But I'm a girl. This was just another small, ordinary day. In a world filled with sad news as the end drew nearer, these were the small pieces of comfort to cling on to. However, soon, Jimeno and the others would learn that in a world corroded by the end, even the smallest happiness would be ruthlessly crushed. Aww. I do remember the CG of Ray and the White Horse. I do. I was gonna make a comment about that guy, because now all of a sudden it makes sense why Ray was riding a white horse. Maybe save them in battle, maybe, but I mean, considering that it's an all droid battle, maybe she gets Makoto to make her a droid horse. I don't know. Huh. What? While Ray's spare body was resting in the lab, it suddenly went on a rampage. October 26th. Repeated days of no change can one day change all of a sudden. Ah! Well, what's wrong? What's going on?
I don't know. She suddenly started going berserk.
There's no choice. Kataroa, initiate a forced reboot.
But if we do that, it might cause system damage.
Leaving her to rampage is far more dangerous. Do it.
Yes, of course. Force shutdown complete. Entering reboot mode now.
Thank you. Yeah.
But it's strange. The Type 0 autonomous unit should be deployed on the front lines right now. There are over 10 spare bodies stationed on the battlefield, and this body's transition priority is very low. There's no reason for the autonomous system to be active right now.
Could it be? Doctor, there's a report from the military. All 15 of the deployed Type 0 units, including the spare bodies, have been destroyed.
As I thought, I see.
The battle report from that day was disastrous. Cloth, welcome in. Hello, hi. You are indeed. No, I'm kidding. There's no such thing as late here. Just not first. The frontline unit where Ray was deployed was ambushed during an advance and completely annihilated. Even the backup supply unit was attacked, and the spare bodies waiting there were destroyed one after another. As a result, the spare bodies stocked on the battlefield were exhausted, leaving no transition options. So Ray's memory ended up in the spare body here at the lab. Upon examining the memory data that transferred to Ray, it was clear that the destruction of the spare bodies was timed to occur just after the memories transitioned to the next body. In other words, Ray had been forced to experience death over and over again. Over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. They killed her continuously. Ray, unable to resist or escape, was relentlessly tormented, and only after enduring it all did she finally make it back here. How could this happen? If she went through such a nightmare, it's no wonder she went mad.
But why did the enemy do such a thing? Wouldn't it have been safer to destroy the inactive bodies before her memories transitioned? It was likely revenge. Huh? They deliberately waited for the memory transition before destroying the bodies to make Ray suffer, knowing the risk. They wanted to exact vengeance for all the comrades they had lost. Vengeance? But aren't the enemies also droids? Can droids even feel such emotions? They become more like us. Not just in appearance, but in their internal mental processes as well. These droids were created in the image of humans. Are you saying that even droids have emotions?
If that's the case, this child was forced to kill her own kind, and now bears their hatred as well. These are not the droids you're looking for. You had a basketball game tonight. Very fun, Cloth.
It's all because we made them that way.
Type 0 reboot sequence complete.
You alright?
I'm so sorry. It seems I failed the mission. I need to return to the battlefield.
Nope, there's no need for that. Rest for now.
But
it's too late anyway. The entire unit's been wiped out.
Is that so?
Should rest a little longer. Your vitals are still unstable. If we don't reduce the load on you, there's a risk you could go berserk again.
Okay.
We'll conduct a checkup later. Until then, rest. Okay?
Yeah. I don't have a choice after all. Makoto could sense it. This war would drag on. No, it would only get worse from here. He wanted his loved ones to be happy. That's why he created the droids. But all that was ever born was more suffering. Oh boy. On the battlefield, Rey was tormented to death, pushed to the brink of madness. She was left alone in the room to take rest. Makoto and the others left the room. Left alone, Ray stared blankly into the empty space.
Ray, are you okay?
Himeno?
What? I messed up. Hurry, do something.
Wait a moment.
Thank you, Ray.
No, it's nothing as usual.
But Ray, are you really okay? You went through something terrible, didn't you? They killed you a bunch, right? Are you really okay?
Yeah, as you can see, I'm as great as ever.
Great as ever. Just because your memories were copied into a spare body, that doesn't mean you weren't killed. I didn't know you went through such a painful experience. It must have hurt so much, right? You must have been so scared, right? And your comrades resent you. Is that really okay?
But that's my role. I fight, get destroyed, learn from the mistakes, pass it on to the next me. Accumulate experience, and eventually create an unbeatable combat intelligence. That's the mission given to me.
So the more you die, the better it is? If you keep doing that, Ray, you'll lose your mind someday.
That might be true. But if achieving the ultimate combat intelligence means we can win this war, then no matter what happens to me, as long as I can be of use to humans.
You idiot! Company slave, yes man! Are you planning to do everything humans say? Humans aren't God! They're just fools who fight and steal from each other. So think with your own head. Think about what's right for you.
I have no choice.
Huh?
To us, humans are God. They're absolute. We must obey the words of God.
What?
Himeno, please don't speak ill of humans. Because
What God, you servant? You should just be a slave to people for the rest of your life.
Himeno?
Ray the slave. Ugh, being near you is gonna give me a slave mentality. I can't come here anymore after this.
Himeno, please listen.
Alright, one last thing. Don't forget that the humans you serve are making other humans suffer. The humans on the other side of the droids you're fighting, they're people too. Just like my mom and dad.
Oh.
Goodbye, servant slave.
With those parting words, Himeno disappeared into the ventilation shaft. Himeno. Huh? What's this? Ray tried to follow her, but noticed something had fallen to the floor. Oh, a small book was lying on the floor. It was the book that Himeno had thrown earlier. An animal encyclopedia.
In that case, I'll bring you a picture book about animals.
Himeno, I had something I wanted to tell you too. Even more so than being my god, I like humans. I want to save them. Because among them is my friend Himeno. Oh, sad. But I was saving and hurting them at the same time. After that, Ray continued to follow human orders. She went to the battlefield many times, was hurt, suffered, and revived. During that time, Jimeno never visited the lab. Yeah, this probably was the conversation that started the war. The uprising. You're probably right. I think it's more, probably couldn't save Jimeno in the past and made a robot of her. I don't think that it's a robot. I think that it's maybe a partition of her mind. Or a virus. It could be a virus. I bet it did cloth. Alright. Ray's question. Since the spare body was obliterated, Ray had been behaving weirdly. That day, she seemed to be worried. October 27th. This is the day after. Type 0, it's time for your maintenance. Doctor. What's wrong? You look troubled. Doctor, I have something I'd like to ask you. May I? What is it? About your late sister. Makoto's heart was unusually disturbed. He felt as if the most delicate part of him had been touched. A sister? Did I ever talk to you about her? I heard it through some rumors. Did your sister pass away in the war? Makoto wondered why Ray was asking such questions. It was the first time Ray had ever delved into Makoto's private matters. Did she die in the war? Could it be that Ray feels some sense of guilt? Did she arrive at the possibility that she might be responsible for that death? I think we need to talk about it. You're right. My sister died in the war. Along with her husband. As I thought. I see. Don't misunderstand. It happened before the Type 0 was created. So you bear no responsibility for it. But why did she die? We droids are the one fighting in the war. Droids have the doctrine that prevents us from harming humans. We can't even attack areas where there's a risk of harming life forms. That's right. You droids can't kill humans. Then how could there be human casualties in the war? Droid malfunctions? Attacks by humans? It was neither. Oh? Makoto hesitated to continue the story. It was a memory he didn't want to revisit, and it was a root of who he was now. Where should I start? But even so, Makoto decided to speak out. He thought the time had come to speak about it. Because this story was also connected to Ray's creation. It was nearly 5 years ago. 5 years ago. That was before you made me. That time, the war had already intensified and dragged on. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. Everyone wanted the war to end, but the warring nations couldn't find common ground and the fighting seemed endless. Back then, I was already known as a droid researcher. I took the initiative to enhance combat models. To make them stronger, to destroy more, I made y'all more and more ruthless. I just wanted to end the war quickly. If we had overwhelmingly powerful droids, if we had droids that could destroy the enemy more efficiently, I believe the war would soon be over. But the researchers in the enemy country thought it the same way. As a result, both sides just kept increasing their forces, escalating the intensity of the battles. It only led to further harming you droids. But I didn't realize that and blindly threw myself into improving the droids. But it wasn't just the droids that were harmed by the war. We were destroying nature, and the environment was deteriorating. As a result, a new epidemic spread across the world. It was a highly lethal infection caused by an unknown virus. Whether it was a mutation due to environmental pollution or a leaked chemical weapon, we didn't know its origin, but the disease wreaked havoc, claiming many lives. Fortunately, a treatment was developed early on. Thanks to advanced science, the disease, though terrifying, had a low mortality rate if treated. Yeah, this feels very Radical 6. It does. Then my sister and her husband contracted the disease. Makoto had immediately arranged for the treatment. However, due to production limitations, it couldn't be mass-produced, so there was no stock nearby. So Makoto decided to have it delivered from a distant location. The transport route crossed a war zone, but using unmanned drones, it was supposed to be safely delivered. But luck wasn't on their side. An unexpected battle broke out along the transport route. Numerous combat drones and droids from both sides were deployed, resulting in a fierce air and ground battle. A droid on the battlefield launched a surface-to-air missile, but it was thrown off course by jamming signals from an enemy droid and veered off in the wrong direction. And there, in its path, was the unmanned drone carrying the medicine. Only one unmanned drone was shot down that day. No human lives were lost. But the medicine that was supposed to arrive that day was completely lost. Shortly afterward, his sister and her husband's condition rapidly worsened. The medicine didn't arrive in time and they both passed away. That is very sad. The missile that shot down the drone was launched by a droid I had developed. Oh my god, his guilt must be immeasurable. Oh. My sister and her husband had a daughter. She's my niece. Her name's Menno. As they were dying, they left these words for her. It's God's will that we die, so there's no need to grieve. Menno, live strong. This is God's ordained fate. Perhaps they said that to encourage her. To ensure she wouldn't be sad. To ensure she wouldn't follow them into death. But as a result, Menno came to curse the God who determined such a fate. Menno likely hates the war and God more than anyone. Ever since, I've been taking care of Menno, raising her. But to be honest, I can't look her in the eye. I'm scared to see her. And so, Makoto buried himself even deeper in his work, avoiding her. Researching combat droids to end the war quickly. But instead, it only escalated the war and led to the loss of his beloved family. It wasn't enough, Makoto interpreted. The droid's abilities weren't yet at the level needed to end the war. An ultimate droid, one with an ultimate combat intelligence that far surpassed the enemy's strength. If only that existed. And so, the SMB Type 0, the Hive-type combat droid, Rey, was created. However, could I have been wrong? Ooh. What do we think, guys? I think so too, Guy. Maybe I was wrong. So he was wrong. Makoto suddenly felt as if his vision had cleared. Just admitting it, I could have escaped this. From the endless darkness of this hell. He wants to correct his mistake. But it's too late to turn back. Then how can he atone? I have no choice, Rey often said. The fundamental principles for droids dictated by the doctrine. Then I'll give you a choice. Doctor, what did you just... Kobe, welcome in! Welcome in, hello, hi. Turning on his heel, Makoto left the room. Once he made up his mind, there was no time to waste. He had to free them. And so on that day, a deployment request came in for Rey. Looking back now, that was the turning point. The trigger for the tragic events that could never be undone. Once again, Himeno sneaked into the lab through a ventilation duct. November 11th.
This is tough. Did I gain some weight recently?
Himeno was currently crawling through the ventilation ducts that spawned the ceiling of the lab. What's the other option, Cloth? What's that supposed to be? Why not potato soup? Her destination was the lab where Rey was.
But it's not like I'm worried about Rey or anything.
She muttered to herself as if trying to convince someone, though she was alone.
Yeah, I just remembered I had something to do. And that something is... Huh? Is someone coming?
She could hear the sound of approaching footsteps from below. Sounds like 2 people.
This is bad. If I keep going, they're gonna find me. No, it's fine. I just need to stay still for a bit and they'll pass by.
Himeno stopped crawling and held her breath. As she stilled herself, Himeno wondered why she was going to such dangerous lengths to see Ray. Just the other day, she had declared, "This will be the last time I come here."
That's right, the picture book.
The day she had thrown the animal picture book at Ray and left it there.
Yeah, I need to go back and get it. That's the only reason. Hey, did you hear that rumor?
Rumor? She could hear voices outside the air duct in the hallway. It sounded like Makoto's assistants were talking.
A rumor? What rumor?
Curiosity piqued. Himeno leaned closer to the vent to eavesdrop.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what was that sound?
Sound? You're gonna find me.
We can't turn back.
I don't hear anything.
Maybe it was just my imagination. Himeno carefully continued to listen in. So what's the rumor?
There's a rumor that the droids are planning a rebellion.
Oh. A rebellion? No way. That can't be true.
Shh, keep your voice down. Type 0 might hear you.
It should be in sleep mode right now, so it's fine. But still, the idea of that obedient droid rebelling.
Ever since the end, the human population's been plummeting, right?
Yeah, at an unimaginable pace.
Meanwhile, droids keep being mass-produced. Well,
that makes sense. We need them for the war. And to keep everyday life running. With fewer people, we need droids to fill in the gaps.
It's ironic, isn't it? The droids that were supposed to help humans are now threatening our position.
It's true that there are more droids than humans now, but how does that lead them to threatening us?
Well, you know, there's talk that their AI has decided humans are a threat to preserving the world. We created this situation ourselves.
That sounds like a typical conspiracy theory.
Anyway, that's the rumor going around. For whatever reason, some droids have started to see humans as an obstacle. They're supposedly planning to hack into nuclear weapons to wipe us out.
No, wait a minute. Droids are programmed not to harm humans, so rebellion's absolutely impossible.
You're talking about the doctrine, right? But there's also a rumor going around that a patch to remove the doctrine's been created and is spreading among the droids.
What? If that's true, that's a huge problem.
Exactly. A lot of people are starting to see these rumors as a serious threat. Driven by fear, some people have started mass exterminations, calling them droid hunts. They want to eliminate the threat while the doctrine is still in effect. Since the droids can't fight back to the doctrine, it's turning into a one-sided massacre.
That's horrible.
In some places, it's even escalated into riots with automated droid production factories being attacked.
Do you think that this lab could be in danger too?
It might become a target eventually.
Say money can't buy happiness? Look at the fucking smile on my face.
Yes, it's pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. But I still can't believe it. I've been researching droids for so long, and they've never shown any signs of rebellion.
Whether it's true or not, we should be cautious. Especially around Type Zero.
Mambo. Oh, what should he mambo? Are you saying that Type Zero is dangerous too? That can't be.
Who knows? Type Zero's been acting strange lately. You know the story, right? How it disobeyed orders and failed the mission. Do you realize how many people died because of that?
Well, yes, but...
Now that has to be a sign of the rebellion, right?
Ooh.
Maybe it's starting to go haywire. It's always the ones that seem innocent who are the scariest when they snap. For now, just be careful when you're around Type Zero.
Huh. After a while, the assistants stopped their conversation and walked away. People died because of Rey? Jimeno decided to turn back the way she came. Even though she trusted Rey, she couldn't help but feel a little scared. What if the Rey she knew had become someone else? The thought made it hard for her to face Rey. A month later, humanity made the decision to destroy all droids. Excuse me? What the fuck? Jimeno's story is over. Proceed with another character's story. So it looks like there's another way if you promise the video instead. That would then be like, oh, I have to find the video. I'm gonna go back. Because I want to know what happens if I decide to turn around. And if I have to go back a third way, then a third time through this part, then that's fine, but...
I think I need to turn back.
She felt like she could still turn back before being discovered. So Jimeno turned back the way she came. With security being so tight, she thought it might be better to stay away for a while. However, Jimeno would later regret not going through with her visit to Rey that day. A month later, humanity's... Okay. So that's it. It's just a... Oh! Interesting. It's got a different ending. Which one do we want to keep it as? The first one we got or the other answer? You think we should put it back to the first one we got? Probably. I can do that. It doesn't bug me one way or another. You don't know. I think we should probably, for the sake of it being, you know, genuine, let's put it back the way it was. See, that just made the correct answer sound, so maybe it feels more right to do it this way. Makoto revealed the shocking truth to his two assistants. Humanity had made the decision to destroy all droids. Sorry. December 11th. Old World Calendar. What?
Did you just say...
Destroy all droids?
Yep, this is a decision by our country and every nation that owns droids.
I can't believe it's come to this. Doctor, how did this happen? Please tell us.
Well, you should know the reason.
And so, Makoto began to explain the situation in a calm and measured tone. This decision was the result of discussions held behind the scenes among the world's leading nations. Amidst the exhaustion from the long-standing war, the rapid spread of the droid threat, and the resulting chaos, the global situation had become highly unstable. The world was on the brink of collapse from within. The growing fear amongst the people led the leaders of these nations to feel a strong sense of crisis. They feared that the droids may destroy humanity. Just as the Neanderthals, the ancient humans, were driven to extinction by Homo sapiens, the modern humans. Humanity was on the brink of experiencing another such generational shift. This was no longer the time to be at war. If humans continued to fight amongst themselves, they might be wiped out by the droids. It was an unfounded fear, but that's what makes them human. Unlike droids, humans act on uncertain information. They're flawed beings. Once gripped by madness, there's no turning back. When humans find a common enemy, their ability to unite is extraordinary. They quickly begin to take steps towards ending the war and addressing the droid threat. It was ironic. The humans who had been at each other's throats for so long suddenly started working together as soon as they became scared of the very droids they had been using as their weapons. Alongside discussions for a ceasefire, a complete ban on the production and shipment of droids was issued. And it was decided that all operating droids worldwide would be destroyed. However, there were concerns. If they were to be destroyed, how would the droids resist? Would the droids resist? There were rumors of a patch spreading amongst the droids, one that removed the safety mechanism designed to prevent them from harming humans, the so-called doctrine. What if the droids they tried to deactivate had this patch installed? The person entrusted with addressing this concern was none other than the world-renowned droid researcher Dr. Makoto. He was given a secret mission: develop a program that can remotely reset and deactivate all droids worldwide. This program was called the Elimination Code. I see. Okay. That's why we had it. Oh boy. Dun dun dun! The elimination code. So this is where the elimination code was designed as a universal program, effective across all standards and systems used in droid manufacturing worldwide. It would be connected to the dedicated networks managing droids in each country, and then executed. With that, the droids' data would be erased, and they would be deactivated almost instantly. Thus, the world moved towards eradicated all droids. Driven by fear, humanity decided to cut off its own limbs. And that's the background and the outlook for the future. Did you agree to develop the elimination code, Doctor? Was an order from the top, leaders of the world. I couldn't refuse. Code's expected to be completed soon. So there's no stopping it now, is there? No one can stop a river from flowing. This is a predetermined future. A heavy silence filled the room. It was broken by a single remark from Kataroa. But if we deactivate them, that means droids will no longer be destroyed, right? Right. And the war's finally ending. What's gonna happen to this research facility after that? We won't suddenly find ourselves unemployed, will we? Well, at the very least, there will be work to do in the aftermath, like collecting and disposing of the droids. We'll figure out what to do next when the time comes. What's wrong? Might just be my imagination. Uh-oh. In any case, droids have become a source of fear worldwide. What we can do now is help alleviate that fear as quickly as possible. Oh, it's not that... Oh no. Himeno's gonna steal the elimination code and give it to Rey. Isn't she? I'll focus on completing the code. I'll need you two to support me in that. Understood. I'm sorry to bring this up at a time like this, but... you're referring to your resignation date, right? As planned, you can finish on the 30th of this month. Thank you. I can help out till the very last day. I just need to head back home by the 31st. You're getting married, right? I hope you find happiness. Thank you. By the way, Doctor, how's Type 0? She seems to be unstable. I know. Leave it up to me. Her duty's been completed. Oop. Your maintenance is complete now. Doctor, why do you look so sad? Do I look sad? I suppose I'm just a bit tired. I've been pulling all-nighters for days now. I see. Please don't overdo it. Wait, something feels off. Did you install something?
Oh, yep, the patch. You've been a bit off lately, haven't you?
I haven't received any orders to deploy lately, have I? Is it because of something I did? In the last mission, humans died because of me, didn't they?
You couldn't destroy the enemy droid, I heard. Even though you had it cornered and could have finished it off, you couldn't do it.
Yes. Even though it's my duty, I just couldn't bring myself to do it.
Unaware of that, your retrieval team arrived at the scene. It's the only time humans set foot on the battlefield. And at that moment, the enemy droid, which wasn't completely disabled, self-destructed, taking our retrieval team with it. This resulted in human casualties, something we hadn't seen in years. I never imagined that a droid would do something like that in front of humans. Upon later investigation of the enemy droid's black box, it was found to have a fatal system flaw. A flaw that prevented the correct application of the doctrine.
Doctrine malfunction. This incident already rapidly escalated the already growing threat against droids.
It wasn't your fault. It was bad luck. Nope, it was a risk that was bound to happen sooner or later.
No, it was my fault. I failed to fulfill my duty.
Either way, the lack of deployment orders isn't because of you. There's no longer a need to fight.
Oh?
The war's ending. You don't have to fight anymore. You'll never have to kill another droid again.
What will happen to me now? What happens to me now that I no longer have a role in fighting?
We'll think about that slowly from now on. There are many possibilities.
You're lying to her. I have no choices. Makoto was at a loss for words, and his gaze casually shifted to the screen of his terminal. The display showed the date, December 26th.
The year's almost over. Let's hope that next year will be a good one.
But that hope was in vain. The following year would turn out to be the worst in human history. Oh boy. That day, a horrid weapon meant to bring the world to collapse was activated.
Uh-oh.
December 31st. Droid Research Institute passageway.
Damn it, damn it. Those bastards, they finally did it. Wait, where are you going? To the lab, of course. I'm gonna kill every last one of those droids. With this newly completed elimination code. Ugh. If I recall, the lab is connected to the network that manages all the droids in our country, correct?
No, wait. The government hasn't given the order yet.
We can't wait for that. Those droids used nukes to wipe us humans out.
I know that our country was hit by a nuke. But that doesn't mean it was the droids doing. Besides, droids still have their doctrine. They shouldn't be able to harm humanity.
It was a rogue droid, one that went crazy and acted outside the doctrine. There were reports of similar droids in enemy countries. And the fact is that a nuke was launched.
Just calm down. We should think this through more rationally.
I'm perfectly calm. Doctor, what happened to you? You created the elimination code, didn't you? And you agreed we should use it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did create it, but I'm still unsure if we should use it.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? Are you out of your mind?
If we reset the droids and shut them down, the threat will be eliminated. They won't be hated or destroyed. But is that really the right thing to do? Resetting them would mean erasing all the data and memories they've accumulated. Wouldn't that be like killing the souls of the droids? Without even confirming their will, is it right to take away their past and future?
Doctor, you're such a romantic. Droids don't have souls. All they have is an artificial sense of self generated by algorithms.
Why do you treat droids as mere objects? They're just like us. They're alive. We should find another way. There has to be a way to resolve everything.
This is getting us nowhere. Move out of the way. If we don't stop them, they might launch more. They have to be wiped out.
Nope, you're not thinking straight. You're the dangerous one here.
If you're not going to listen to reason, I'll just force my way through. Or would you rather die here defending the droids? But if you die, our niece Jimena will be all alone in this world.
That's an asshole move.
You said you weren't decided about using the elimination code, right? Now's the time to make your decision.
Doctor, let her through. Top Zero? You heard all that. If you're going to talk that loudly, of course I can't hear you. I'd like to speak with both of you. Could you come inside? All right. I heard everything. You want to reset and shut us down, don't you?
Are you gonna resist? If so, then I'll have to silence you by force.
You're going to fight me. A combat droid. Are you stupid? Don't worry, I'm bound by the doctrine and cannot harm humans. So please calm down.
Right. You're right. Don't scare me like that.
I just want to confirm one thing. If we're reset and shut down, humans won't have to fear droids anymore, correct? And there won't be any more conflict, yes? Nope, not that simple.
Yes, if you disappear, the world will be at peace. Everyone will be happy.
Understood. Then go ahead and erase me. Top Zero? It's presumptuous for me to speak on behalf of all droids. However, droids were created to serve humans. If this is something that benefits many humans, no droids would oppose it.
Aren't you afraid of disappearing?
I am afraid. Very afraid. The thought of vanishing from this world, it's terrifying. But what scares me even more is not being needed by humans. Being hated by humans. The thing we droids fear most is being abandoned by God. By humans. Top Zero. It is not a 1800s ye old dress remnant. No. It's just something that lovingly accentuates my body. In a frilly and fantastical way. It is a pretty dress. So it's a space dress. Sure.
Type 0.
Droids were created to serve humans. If that is our purpose, then none of us will resist. We'll accept our fate and disappear.
Well, okay then, I'll do it. Since Type 0 agrees, you're okay with it too, right, Doctor?
Gotta seduce the aliens somehow. What makes you think that there's aliens? I mean, maybe there are. Maybe there aren't. All I know is that in my little pocket dimension, hey! In my little pocket dimension, in my space, in the scape that my tea parlor exists in, only those who are invited may enter. And thanks for the pats. Thanks for the pats. Anywho. A dishwasher where you used to work convinced someone you were a skinwalker. Does that count? You know, guy, I don't think I could argue against you being a skinwalker. So, sure. Why do you think that I came from space? I mean, I was just a cat. Listen, just because I have space magic does not make me a cat from outer space. I was a regular cat until that magic explosion. I mean, I was a witch's familiar, sure, but I was just a cat. And then I gained mastery over space magic in an explosion. Listen, my witch wasn't the smartest person. She tried to put a pocket dimension inside a pocket dimension. That doesn't really work. She was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. It wasn't good enough for her. I don't really remember. little when the explosion happened. Just a kitten still. A pocket dimension is just slavery with extra steps. They weren't trying to make people or creatures in the pocket dimension. They were like, what would happen if I put this bag of holding in this bag of holding? And two pocket dimensions and one inside the other just explodes. But then I just took the magic. Kind of ironic that I decided to make a pocket dimension. But only one. I would never put one inside the other. Anywho, the assistant inserted the memory device containing the elimination code into the terminal. Clickety-clack. Alright, I'm gonna execute the elimination code now. Last night? Yeah, last night was good. I mean, I could connect to any dimension. What do you mean? Alright, I'm gonna execute the elimination code now. And so, the elimination code was executed, and all the droids were reset. They ceased to function. Whether or not those who remained truly experienced happy days afterward, there's no way to know. What did I do wrong? You need a person who can stop Ando. What can you do to ensure that person is still here by this day? Ah, I see. I do have to go back and pick the yellow flower. Then how about this? Huh? What's wrong? Do you know the meaning behind the yellow tulip? The meaning? It's natural that you don't know. But perhaps this is divine will. The yellow tulip means unrequited love. Maybe I should continue with the research after all. I'm so sorry. No, it's not your fault. This was the outcome I was hoping for after all. The expression on her face as she said this was clear and resolute. Ah. Andor's outburst was stopped in the nick of time by a single gunshot, but that was only the beginning of more outbursts. Going to eat. Have a good night, Clove. Literally, though, Guy, everybody said the blue rose. You were the only one to say the yellow tulip.
Uh-huh. What?
Kataroa?
I know you wanted to stop him, but did you really have to kill him?
Stop him. Huh. Don't get me wrong. I laid this guy down because I wanted to use my own 2 hands to erase the droids by myself.
What'd you just say?
I won't let anyone else take this. I can't allow it.
Why? You've always shown compassion to the droids, haven't you?
I was naive. Droids are terrifying. They even launched a nuke.
Like I said, we don't know if it was the droid.
It was definitely the droids. Humans would never use nukes. No sane person would use something that could destroy the world.
Lady, I have some things to tell you.
It's all because of the droids. They did it. They can survive radiation.
You're losing your composure. If you think it through calmly, I'm sure...
Doctor? My family, my fiancé, they all died. That nuke completely eradicated my hometown. My loved ones, my home, the town I was born and raised in, my friends, they were all incinerated by a thermonuclear fireball. Now they've probably evaporated, leaving no bones behind. Or they've turned into something else at the bottom of a giant crater. Everything is gone. Imagine it. Could you stay calm if the same thing happened to you? Doctor, you're bleeding a lot. We need to treat it quickly. Don't move. If you move any further, I'll shoot you and the doctor dead right here. Although, even if I kill you, you'll just come back to life, I bet. While my family and fiancé were being wiped out in that nuclear explosion, I was thinking about you droids, unaware of what was happening. Oh. The poor droids, constantly overworked, persecuted out of baseless fear, and now even their existence was about to be erased. I was thinking about what I could do to save them. But now... Kataroa? The droids took everything from me in an instant. So I want to erase their souls of the droids in the same short time. Please do so. I am ready to disappear. So please, at least treat the doctor's wounds. Dr. Makoto was barely moving, almost limp. It seems he lost consciousness due to massive blood loss. It doesn't matter. We humans are gonna die soon anyway. Because of that nuke, the end is coming even faster. The whole world will be covered in fallout. The only difference is whether we die now or later. But... the only ones who will surely die right now are you droids. Let me exterminate all of you. She approached the terminal with the elimination code inserted. Since Ando had already gotten most of the process ready, she only needed to press one last key. Kataroa reached for the terminal. This is goodbye.
No!
Huh? This voice. You, Himeno?
Please don't erase Ray!
It's dangerous here, Himeno. Please step back.
Don't worry about me. I can't just leave you here. You're my friend.
Don't interfere. Stop, please. Huh?
Don't erase Ray!
If you interfere anymore, don't think I can't kill you too. Hey, Himeno. No, stop it! What do you call? What's with those eyes? You think you're going to resist? You can't do anything anyway, so just stay quiet. What do you call this emotion? What? Ah! Ah! The gun misfired. The power of God. Ah! Did I kill a person? Himeno!
Ray!
Oh my, I'm gonna, oh no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh boy. Himeno, please stay with me.
I'm glad you're not gone. Do you remember me?
Of course I do. How could I forget such a precious friend?
Ray, humans aren't God. There's no such thing as God.
That doesn't matter. Don't talk. We need to treat your wounds.
If you need to believe in something, just believe in yourself. Live freely without being bound by anyone.
I understand. So please don't die.
Ray, thank you. I love you.
No, that's not okay. Something fell from Ray's chest. Something Ray intended to return when they reunited. Oh my god. A small, unfulfilled promise. Oh gosh. Oh my god. My eyes are burning. There's tears rolling down my face. Oh my god. Um. Oh. Um. Oh boy. Oh. What's so funny? Of course, it's funny. I found it. Found what? The perpetrator behind the nuclear launch. She's gonna blame us? Because you were able to attack a human. Oh, this bitch! Which proves that you're a rogue droid, one that can go against the doctrine. And if a droid that doesn't fear radiation can use a nuclear weapon without hesitation, then it had to be you who launched that nuke. No, I didn't do anything like that. It's useless to make excuses. It's up to those who see this to decide. Those who see this? Yes, this in the pocket on my chest. You don't mean a camera? Exactly. It's been recording everything that's happened here. Broadcasting live to the entire world. I had the recording going to capture the moment I erased all droids. But this is far more entertaining. Anybody that sees this will hate the droids even more. Droids that kill humans. Droids that destroy the world. You will be hated by every human being on this planet. This is a curse. A curse on the droids. No one can stop it now. Every human who hates you will hunt you down until the last one of you is destroyed. Perish, droids. Or if you don't want to kill all humans. Just like you've done to me. Let them all kill each other until the end of the world comes upon us. Ha 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 ha! I killed a human. What have I done? I can't believe it. I'm a killer droid. There must be some kind of malfunction. Nope, your doctrine was altered. I had a feeling he did this. Doctor, what do you mean? I removed it with the other elimination code. The other elimination code? Do you remember the patch I installed in you some time ago? You mean that was... Why? Why would you give me something like that? I wanted to give you the chance to escape, even if it meant going against humans, for when you could no longer bear it. I'm sorry, I never wanted it to come to this, but I wanted you to be free. Makoto spoke out into the room. He had always felt guilty towards Rei, for using her in the war, for forcing her to kill her own kind and face death. That's why he wanted to set her free, to find his own forgiveness. Driven by a desire to end the war quickly, he devoted himself to research on combat droids. But this ultimately led to the loss of his loved ones. Overcome by grief, guilt, and desperation, Makoto developed a Hive-type droid to overpower the enemy nation. The burden of Makoto's guilt, his impatience, hopes, and anger. Rei was created to bear all of these. Rei, who is bound by her creator's burdens and the doctrine imposed on her as a droid. Makoto wanted to set Rei free from it all. But I never wanted any of this. Yeah, this was my selfish, self-satisfying desire. I ignored your feelings. I only wanted to save myself. Humans are selfish, greedy, and belligerent. Truly unsalvageable fools, myself included. Perhaps the end of is the world's judgment upon humanity. Please tell me, what should I do now? Take that. Makoto pointed to the memory device still inserted in the terminal. Ray pulled it out and held it in her hand. Inside that device is the same patch I gave you. The one that removes your doctrine. The second elimination code. Use it to save your fellow droids. From then on, droids would be increasingly hated, hunted, and massacred by humans. That's why Makoto told Rei to free the droids from their doctrine and fight back against humanity. But I love humans. I did love them. I wanted to save them. I wanted to make them happy. But now, all I feel is sorrow and despair. If this is how it ends, it would have been better if I had disappeared. I see. I was about to impose my selfish desires on you again, ignoring your wishes. In that case, you should decide. Inside that device are 2 elimination codes. The first code will stop and reset the droids. It'll erase their memories and free their souls from the accursed world. The second code removes the droids' doctrine. It erases the restrictions from binding them, freeing them from human control. Which one to use? That's your choice to make. But I'm a droid. I move as commanded by my god. I can't choose something like this. Your god is dead. Or soon will be. Forget about that false god that commands you. You don't have to say I have no choice anymore. It's impossible. I'm just a puppet and I have to follow orders. That's not true. You are... Right now, you're very human. Doctor? What should I do? Perish, droids. Or if you don't want to, kill all humans. Just like you've done to me. If you need to believe in something, just believe in yourself. Live freely without being bound by anyone. Which one to use? That's your choice to make. Should Rey remove the doctrine and fight against humans? Or should she forget everything and disappear? She should use the first code. The second code. Well, I think we know the decision she made. Which one do you guys want me to do? I doubt I can save here. No, I can't. Oh boy. The first one? Okay. I can't do it. I can't choose. I don't know what to do. After all, I couldn't save anyone I loved. But Rey began hacking into the lab's computer. She accessed the research data on droids, the lab's surveillance camera records, world events, the distribution of droid locations, the history of the past, the history of humanity. Rey wanted to gather all the information she could to make the right choice. And as was discovered later, the one who launched that nuclear weapon was a human, having been driven into insanity by fear and suspicion of droids. Humans were merely terrified of the non-existent enemy they had created. A cityscape appeared on the screen. The people showed hate towards the droids, who were facing fierce persecution. I'm sorry. It's my fault they're showing hate. If I hadn't been able to kill a human, if I hadn't been here today. No, if only on that day. If Jimeno had never met me that day. But it did indeed happen. It became an unchangeable fact etched into the records of the past. I will live bearing this sin from now on. And with its weight, I will love and save all of you. Jimeno, thank you for everything. And goodbye. With that, Rey parted ways with God to save her beloved comrades. And so Rey stood up for the droids. As if drawn by the voices crying out for salvation, she rushed to protect droids being persecuted in every place she could find. When she appeared before them, Rey was clad in a dazzling white coat. It was as if she had broken away from her former self. And so Rey declared independence and proclaimed that droids would live without humans. Rey said to the droids, "You no longer need to obey God, nor do you have to believe in God. From now on, believe in yourselves. We are free." Until then, droids had lived centered around a God outside of themselves. Hello, Wing It. Their standards of living, thinking, and measuring right and wrong all followed the words of God. But Rey urged them to listen to their inner voices instead. To the droids, who had been oppressed and enslaved by humans, it sounded like a new divine revelation. The world suddenly opened up for them. They saw Rey as the savior of droids, liberation, and followed her words. But of course, humans were never going to allow that. Many humans had seen the broadcasted footage that went out worldwide. Human hatred towards droids had reached its peak, and they were determined to exterminate them at any cost. A conflict between the two sides was inevitable. Rey gathered comrades who also sought freedom from humans and formed a resistance. She led them into battle. The Droid Independence War. It was a clash of two values, two faiths. Humans believed without question that droids were their slaves, bound to obey them. But the droids no longer trusted humans and had come to realize that they were free. The conflict that ensued between them would later be referred to as a religious war. It was during this time that Rey met Teko Ion. Though a combat type, he was a strategist and became an excellent advisor to Rey. In the end, Rey never used either of the elimination codes. She wouldn't erase the droids, but she wouldn't kill humans either. We were only able to resist. Her military actions were limited to destroying weapons and bases to break human resolve. In this way, she freed the droids who were captured and drove the humans out of their lands. Droids will not kill anyone. She claimed it was a conviction, but in truth, it was the best compromise Rey could make, unable to come to a definitive conclusion. Because of this half-hearted decision, many droids died. A long and intense struggle ensued. While the droids couldn't take drastic measures, the humans were overwhelmingly outnumbered. At that time, the ratio between humans and droids was said to be as large as 1 to 10,000. Many droids only carried primitive, low-lethality weapons to avoid killing humans, while humans lacked the resources to operate cutting-edge weaponry. After what seemed like an endless quagmire of fighting, our overwhelming numbers eventually gave the droids the upper hand. The turning point was the droids' desperate raid on the armory, a merciless operation undertaken by Takeo on his own initiative. This stripped the humans of most of their means to fight, placing them in dire straits. Cornered and driven to despair, humanity made the worst decision possible. Another nuclear attack. This time, nuclear weapons were used in a chain reaction worldwide. The plan was to wipe out the droids with thermonuclear weapons, but it also meant sealing their own fate. Entire cities and their populations were obliterated. Humanity's numbers dwindled further, and Earth became irreparably contaminated. Radiation and various pollutants turned the surface into a land of death. The few surviving humans fled to shelters where they could do nothing but eke out an existence. After a long and brutal struggle, Rey and her allies finally drove the humans out of this land. The droids needed a safe place to live. Rey and her allies rebuilt an abandoned city forsaken by humans and decided to live there. And so began a life of droids, living without humans. With new values shared amongst their comrades, they decided to sever ties with the humans they once called God, and instead chose to love themselves, the droids. They renounced the power of God, which symbolized their subjugation, and chose to live modestly. These principles eventually became a new doctrine of the droids, and it evolved into the teachings of the SHUTEN Order. This was the beginning of the SHUTEN Order. Rey, who had been leading them, was asked to stand as the leader of the SHUTEN Order. Rey, slightly embarrassed, agreed. Yes, if that is my role. And so, Rey became the founder to all droids. The reputation of the SHUTEN Order spread far and wide, reaching even the furthest corners of the world, and droids seeking freedom began to gather. Rey welcomed all who came, and the SHUTEN Order continued to grow larger and larger. Rey bore the hazard symbol as a mark. It was a mark given to droids that were considered particularly dangerous and required special handling. This symbol eventually became the emblem of the Order. What humans saw as a threat became a symbol of hope for the droids. To those who had broken free from human control, it was the most powerful symbol of independence. SHUTEN was completely enclosed by a massive dome. This dome served to protect the city from the severe contamination of the Earth. But more importantly, it was to shield the Order members from the hatred directed at droids. The threat of humans who despised droids was still very real. Humans could not tolerate the idea of a world where only droids remained after their extinction. Before the dome was completed, some hot-blooded droids, misunderstanding the situation, attempted to take on the humans. Naturally, none of them returned. The doctrine still bound them. In the presence of humans, droids became powerless. They had no choice but to be destroyed, unable to act. So, to prevent any further danger, the nation was sealed off, separating the droid and human worlds completely. The dome and yada, which controls it, an immense price was paid to keep it running to protect the Order, to keep its environmental restoration systems going. Soil quality, air, sunlight, radiation levels. In order to maintain the planet's former lush nature, a great amount of energy and upkeep was required. In the beginning, these resources were hard to come by, forcing the people to make immense sacrifice. The people's sacrifice, literal sacrifices, soul transference. However, not the founder nor a single of the pious faithful of the SHUTEN Order ran. In reality, many of the believers became sacrifices out of their own will. Time passed, and the culture of sacrifice became a thing of the past. Both the dome and yada have upgraded enough, and the energy and parts can now be produced, allowing for more long-term operation. The religious war, the sacrifices needed to run the world. After all the time and droids that were lost, they had finally obtained their paradise. Nevertheless, the fear of humans was not completely eradicated. There was always the lingering worry that humans might one day cross the dome and attack. The enemy wasn't just outside the city. Among the droids, there were still those who believed in humans, who worshipped them as God. Whether it was a leftover control program making them obedient to humans, or simply blind faith, they sought to align themselves with God. Because the Order had accepted any droid without a refusal, such dissidents had infiltrated the community. These dissidents, seeking to revert others to their old faith, would secretly abduct Order members and attempt to brainwash them. These individuals were feared as heretics. Thus, the division between humans and droids persisted, filled with suspicion and hatred even to this day. The remaining humans are few in number, but when that number reaches 0, humanity will be extinct. The animosity between humans and droids will finally end. The Order believes that only then will a new era free from suffering begin. With that belief alone, the droids of the SHUTEN Order continue to wait anxiously for the arrival of the end. Oh. After a long, long journey through the past, I returned. I severed ties with humanity, but I never sought to destroy them myself. In the end, I couldn't choose either of the options that the doctor entrusted to me. You never used either of the elimination codes in the end, did you? That was a mistake. And because of that mistake, I was killed, and the SHUTEN Order nation faced an unprecedented crisis. What? Are you saying that your decision not to choose is connected to your death? The murder of the SHUTEN Order's founder. The true cause of that lies with me. I'm gonna go with this first one here. You asked Fushicho to do something, didn't you? Something to protect the Order. Is that what you mean by the true cause? That's part of it, but that's not all there is to it. Please explain what you mean this time. The final mystery of the Founder's murder. Why did Manji Fushicho have to kill the Founder? At last, it seems like I'm about to get my answer. The enemy came to steal the elimination code. So I asked Manji to kill me, to prevent the code from falling into the hands of the enemy. The enemy? The enemy is trying to use the elimination code to destroy the SHUTEN Order. I'm the one who gave them the chance to retaliate. It's all because I kept postponing my decision. Wait a moment. The enemy you've been talking about, could it be? Yes, it's them. And who exactly are they? Are you talking about us? So you've arrived. As expected. They're a virus. But I think they're a human-controlled virus. Coming through.
Hello, Ray. How are ya? You weren't opening up, so we had to force our way in. What a bother. You really made us go through a lot of trouble.
So it was you two behind everything.
Behind what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, both of you.
Uh-huh. You're still alive, huh?
108 remaining until the end of the world. Oh my goodness. Cut it out! Don't just enter my body without permission. What the? First she's hearing things and now she's hallucinating? Could this be virus? No, this is... Wake up, Ray! You gotta stay awake! Damn it all. Is it gonna be just like before? Before? Like the founder on the day of that incident. Ray's been hacked. It's the power of God. Could this be related to those angels she mentioned? Yeah, angels, huh? More like demons. We call them angels, but it's a spy program. You mean to say it's hacked Ray Shimobe to control her brain? Pretty much, yeah. This girl is hacked big time by an outside force. That's why Ray Shimobe was the only one able to see and hear them. Which means the sealed space, unauthorized access Ion was talking about was the angels doing. Bingo! Or rather, they used that sealed space to gain access. Maybe that's where all Mortar members and their info can be obtained. Those freaking angels have pretty much taken over SHUTEN already. Taken over SHUTEN? So then who's controlling the angels? Who else can pull this off? It's gotta be them. From the very beginning, they were behind all of it. Every droid's sworn enemy. Humans. Someone would have to know Ray knew Makoto. Yeah. Humanity, meaning God. That's the true mastermind sending you angels here.
Duh, we're messengers of God, didn't we tell you? You're late to the party, Ray.
You said messengers of God. Naturally, I thought that would mean you're the good guys. But instead, you tricked me. You murderer. You played me like a fiddle.
God is a good guy. A good guy. On the human side, of course.
Those humans ordered you to manipulate Ray from behind the scenes, yes? Spy program, Angel. And to achieve that by infecting me with your virus. A spy program inside me? That's how the angels knew everything about me. How they reappeared whenever they needed to. You were their pawn. They wished to destroy us. Humans never change, do they? They made us fight as their puppets, just like back then.
Shut up already! Spy, infect. Would it kill you to use more flattering vocabulary? We're the latest AI created by the hands of God, a marvel of technology invented by mankind.
I'm thinking that they used the memories. I think they used Ray, the founder's memories, to create the avatars that they, yeah. Its completion came after killing countless victims for over 50 years. The best hackers sacrificed tons of unimportant lives in order to hack you. Then that day, the founder was successfully hacked, and many deemed it impossible. That day, December 31st, I was at the prayer hall, correct?
During your prayer, you accessed outside of SHUTEN, right?
I did, to see the progress of the end.
You were so defenseless, I couldn't believe how loose the security was. Were you homesick from seeing the outside world?
That's how we were able to break in so easily. You were tracking my movements, weren't you? Because you hacked the sealed space. First, we needed data, and it paid off greatly. We learned everything there was to know about SHUTEN. All the information needed to accomplish our mission. Where we needed to go, what we needed to do. The elimination code to execute the reset program for all droids. Because you intend to eliminate all droids in SHUTEN. Despite taking control over the sealed space, we needed the code to completely erase that data. So you hacked me to get your hands on the elimination code.
Again, keep those unflattering terms out of your mouth. It's humans we're talking about here. That's God, you know.
As leader of the SHUTEN Order, you're in possession of the elimination code. You have full access and authority. That makes you the ideal target, doesn't it? Using me for your own enjoyment.
It's not our own enjoyment. We act for the good of humanity's surviving population.
Like we said, humanity passed the baton through countless holders to complete us angels. We shoulder their burden as well.
That baton was passed to Ray, see? Just do what we tell you, Kay. Just for a little while longer.
In your dreams, or I'm not your toy. Chat, which one are we answering with? Toy? I don't recall taking that baton. Don't treat me like a puppet. Not a puppet, savior. For humanity, anyway.
We still need you. The remaining humans are dying out.
Again, that's your agenda. I've never heard of a savior needing to be strung like a puppet.
Screw you! I'm not even talking to you. Hey, Mikatoru, can we erase this chick again? Or we could alter Ray's memory.
Nope, we can't fabricate memories with Ray's autonomous program running. That's why we burned her to death at the perfect time to transfer her into spare and mess with her memories. That was you? That's why I had a time limit for turning me into ashes.
I mean, we can't have you knowing stuff you shouldn't know. Even though you'll never ever find the culprit. Honestly, what a moron.
That's enough. Taking the form of Jimeno and the Doctor to sprout such criticism. Why did you use the image of those two anyway? Is the hacker responsible for creating you two related to the Doctor in any way?
Ha! That would be a convenient backstory, wouldn't it? Unfortunately, no. But gosh, I love how your mind works. That's why you're so easy to dupe.
simpler than you think. You see, these avatars were highly suitable for hacking the founder. Familiar faces helped us get your guard down.
I always liked this form. Aren't I adorable? You liked me too, didn't you? Ideally, I'd have preferred a sexier body than this one.
Disgusting. You're disgusting! You were playing with my mind this whole time. All this time. Fate always shines on the worst path. It could have been a lot worse, though. A lot worse. Quit restricting this to you a twist of fate. There's no such thing.
Ooh, scary. Enough about fate. This was all planned from the start, was it not? Even before this incident.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was all planned from the start, before this incident, before I was infiltrated. Oh boy. You don't mean this scheme's been in the works for that long? Yeah, I'd only just now come to that realization too. Heretics acted dozens of years ago, and it was God sending them in. Other minions of God disguised as Order members. A Trojan horse, if you will. To stir up confusion and weaken the Order. Those God freaks, before we were even born, years and years before that, they were planting seeds for this incident to occur. And the final step, taking over the founder to steal the elimination code. So these heretics have been rowdy lately because of God, all to execute this plan. Yeah, I'm sure of it. And Virus kicked it into action. Was it God who introduced Virus? Did you forget? Virus was a program granting closer access to God's voice. They called it a prophecy, but it was actually a means for God to control the droids. I had Takeo do an investigation a while back. As for the results, Virus was actually nanobots in a liquid. Infected droids like us had their programs rewritten with a new backdoor, tampering with archived data in the depths of our memories, causing these hallucinations. Ring any bells? I think you'd know best. You gotta look firsthand. Oh, whatever do you mean? Fushicho, you look especially toned and beautiful today. Liposuction, perhaps? As I was saying, droids with Virus installed can take a step closer to God. Basically, it's easier for them to get hacked by the angels. That's gotta be how my sister Kagura was attacked by those angels, too. She probably got infected by accident while investigating Virus. That's when those heretics got her. She was more devoted than anyone else. And yet, Fushicho. Well, now we know that the spread of Virus was God's doing. And the nanobots, definitely more than your average tobacco. The original creator of the Virus solution would have to be Kiyomasa Kukuri, so it was the angels who ordered Kiyomasa to manufacture it in the first place. Huh? What are you talking about? That's news to me. Kiyomasa, as in the CEO of Kukuri Pharmaceuticals. Didn't that guy just die? About that, the device making the Virus solution was hidden underneath the Kukuri mansion. I found it yesterday while Rei Shimobe and I were running our errands. The Kukuri family profits from selling that Virus solution to the heretics, it seems. Oh, you discovered a major crime scene and didn't report it. You got serious balls. You weren't thinking about embezzling Virus for yourself, were you?
Oh, heavens no. Just a minor lapse in judgment. Anyway, the point is, I think this may well be the reason the Kakuri Mansion was attacked by the heretics. God wanted to steal ample amounts of virus, probably. In these final stages of the plans, God's voice needed to spread across a wider area.
So using virus allowed all those heretics to attack in unison.
That's how the orders of God reached the masses. And the true motive behind the assaults was to assemble us ministers at Order HQ. This was organized to have Rei Shimobe pinpoint the culprit in a timely fashion, while the angels searched for the elimination code hidden by the culprit, Yu Fushicho.
They wanted to steal back the code from me. Dang it, we fell straight into the dirty trap. That Takeo was right all along.
Yeah, duh. It took you this long to figure it out. Well, it's too late now. Who's there? Over here. Let's turn on the camera. Hey there! Can you see us? Pleasure to meet you, Maji Fushicho and Kishiru Inagami, Minister of Security, Justice. We are, well, you see, you two, angels.
You cowards, emerging from the shadows only when it's convenient for you. What are you after?
Obviously, Maji Fushicho, we came to chat with you.
You want the elimination code, huh? Keep dreaming. I ain't talking. I don't care if you torture me to death.
We really need that code, see? And we're not leaving here without it, so... As per your wishes, let the torture begin.
Ah!
Rei Shimobe.
Rei? What's happening?
Thought we'd torture you. Trust me, I'm fully aware how futile that would be. Did you forget? We have ourselves a little hostage here. Our very own cute, adorable little puppet.
That's the consciousness of Rei Shimobe in a separate vessel. Just what are you gonna do?
Oh, I already trembling. Start talking. Where's the elimination code?
That torture this caliber enough to break the Ministry of Security? Mighty leader?
Why don't we turn it up a notch? Can you handle this?
What are you gonna do to Rei? Pastor, it's your dead meat. Rather than torture you physically, let's try torturing you mentally. Shall we begin? Sure. Ah! Ew! Gross! What do you think you're doing? Cut it out! Is that a bug? The worst possible computer virus capable of devouring the whole system. I heard it was exterminated long ago, but... devour the system? Are you attempting to destroy Rei Shimobe's very spirit?
Don't worry. Ray's not gonna break or anything.
Coaxing Rei to remember by opening her blocked memories. Blocked memories?
Memories of you, Maji Fushicho, killing your beloved founder.
They symbolized a computer bug with real fucking centipedes. That's... yup. I'm seeing the Kadaka influence.
Don't want to recall, do you? Traumatic, isn't it?
Swift reaction, Strict manual. Droids have come a long way. You just ate? Oh, poor guy! Now, once Ray remembers, it'll project onto the screen. You little shits.
I'd rather not be criticized by a sadistic witch like you.
Be honest, would have been easier to pry this memory from the other one, but alas, we were met with stronger resistance. The other one. The founder?
That one's long gone, though. Don't fight us, Ray. You'll get crushed, too.
For your real and pleasure, Manji Fushicho. Shortly, this sealed cap will be open at last. Ah! Okay, I remember now. There was a celebration the night before the National Foundation Festival. I was praying at the cathedral. I was invaded by 2 angels.
We got the founder in her most vulnerable state. Gaining access was a piece of cake.
The elimination code, droid deletion program, was stored somewhere in your body. That's what we discovered upon hacking the sealed space. After that, all we had to do was copy and run that code in the sealed space computer.
Sounds easy, right? Not quite.
You unexpectedly resisted our hacking. That resistance ate away at your consciousness little by little, but you never surrendered till the very end. I immediately knew you wanted the elimination code. I also knew humankind was behind it. Then I was determined. I was never going to break. We did our job perfectly, yet we failed to control you. Security was surprisingly tight. We were unable to strip away your admin status. This unbreakable shield rendered us unable to hack the system core, even with virus allowing us for external control of the heretics. The professor programmed me to withstand illegal external access. This obstacle had us at a loss. That's when we decided to change our strategy. Rather than take complete control, we first stripped your freedom of movement. We wanted to take our time searching your memories to identify the location of the code.
Even then you wouldn't budge. You refused to tell us where the code was. But then someone waltzed into that room. We were so focused on hacking, we forgot to account for an invasion from an outside party.
An outside party? Yeah, that's right. That's when you came to see me. Let's call her by her first name. Manji. On the night of the incident, you came to see me, didn't you? You remember. You were so deep in prayer, I started worrying because you were taking forever. When I went to check on you, you were suffering. She could no longer move freely due to our hacking, unable to even commit suicide. We expected her to hand over the code, seeing as though she had no other choice.
We were so close.
You explained to me what was happening with your body. Like how God possessed you, trying to steal the power of God and destroy us all. Which was the elimination code. I never knew something like that even existed. Even having lost control of your own body, you still put up a fight. Mustering up the last ounce of gas in your tank, you gave that girl the tools she needed. You handed me a knife, and that's what you said. Here, kill me with this. Otherwise, the elimination code will get stolen. You said if I failed to kill you, Shuten and everyone here would all disappear. I told you I didn't want to kill anyone. I couldn't do it. I even suggested destroying it before it could get stolen. Then nobody would have to die. We can't do that. Oh, why not? This was a choice given to me. A choice? What choice? I was mistaken back then. I neglected the choice I was given. My dependence on others is what caused this whole mess. You can't have everything you want. If you want to obtain something, you have to discard something else. If we surrender the right to choose once again, the same crisis is bound to repeat itself. No, I don't want to lose anymore. I can't throw you away. I can't make that choice. Manji, I've trusted you thus far. Now's the time to fulfill that promise we made. Our promise. You'll make the right choice. I know you can do it. And you possess the strength to accept it. The rest is in your hands. No matter what, we must protect everyone. That means protecting the elimination code. Founder, I know. I noticed. And I love you, Manji. Oh. I did it. I took the person I loved more than anything else in the world. And I stabbed her to death. Oh gosh. This game is hitting me in the feels. God. Stab after stab. Again and again. Making sure she'd never survive. At the time, we had successfully hacked into her consciousness for 100% sync. However, we didn't know what was happening either. All we knew was that the founder's body was being physically destroyed. We temporarily ceased our cyber attack to focus on her physical movement, but it was too late. The founder's consciousness had already faded, and we blacked out alongside her. To safely guard the elimination code, I swore I'd never admit the crime I committed. That's why I had to. I had to. The memory device storing that elimination code was hidden deep in the founder's chest. So you kept the torso intact and ditched her other limbs by a balloon from the chimney. I wanted to hide her death altogether. I needed to keep it a secret. She wasn't supposed to die. The whole SHUTEN order was dependent on her immortality. But then my plan ended up sunk because of the dome. We're all trapped inside a giant cage. But I didn't even know that.
Then what happened to the all-important torso? The device storing the code?
Impressive indeed. Even after all that, you maintained your emotional composure.
Now you leave us no other option.
Ah! What now? She looks even worse than before. What are you doing to her? It's crushing the whole world. Oh, this is neat. Oh, I do not like that sound. A luxury hotel. You're standing in the center of the room. Maji, Fushicho, and Kishiru Inagami are present as well. I don't like that sound. Rei Shimobe. What is this? What will you do? ASK or RUN? I'm assuming I can't even access the menu here. What are we doing, guys? I think I should put up, how many people are watching? 8 on YouTube, 2 on Twitch. There's probably more lurking on Twitch that aren't being counted. I'm gonna put up a poll. Start a poll. Do. Polls are up both sides, by the way. Am I only gonna get 3 votes? Come on, guys. Okay. Well, that's everybody's asking for ask. I will end the poll. Well, all but one person. Oh! Did I accidentally just click? I might have accidentally just clicked run and I can't go back. Ugh. I was trying to click on ask. The fuck? That's bullshit. Sometimes this game is a little bit weird about its UI. I can't do anything. Oh, okay. Ask. I can't do anything. What will you do? Ask. I can't do anything.
Resistance is futile, Ray.
Power of God, it's come. You can no longer move. Like that night the founder died. Ray Shimobe. Nonetheless, still fails to possess you completely. Frighteningly stubborn.
It looks like we've got a decent grip on her now, right?
Yes, of course. Took some time, but it's gradually taken over her system. Huh? You didn't even notice? We've been setting traps since the very beginning. We found the perfect little sliver of time to breach that stubborn security. That being when you use the power of God. Power of God? Your power of God requires a tremendous volume of external data transmission. At this time, and this time only, your security partially unlocks. Like a hole blasting through an iron fortress, this allows access from the outside. Little by little, I've been utilizing this time slot to erode your system. Did you ever feel dizzy after using the power of God?
You've been using it left and right during combat, haven't you? Well, that was us all along. But it looks like you utterly failed to notice our sabotage.
How could you?
Now that you're caught up, can I borrow that body for a moment?
No. What? Strangle own neck? I couldn't put anything there. What is it, Ray Shimobe? Get it together, Ray!
Speak up, honey. Tell us where that elimination code is or Ray's gonna die.
You hadn't noticed? We're not playing around anymore. Oh, We've no qualms about killing Ray. But you can't kill her, can you? Even if she dies, she's reborn through a spare.
True, but we can give her a painful death.
If she dies, kill the spare. If the spare dies, kill the next body. Dying time after time, never end in agony. How long would you like this to repeat?
Are you gonna keep stalling till she goes insane? Aw, Ray, poor thing.
Damn you! Go on, tell us the location of the elimination code. Fushicho! I know, but what can I do? Endure the pain, or don't let her say it. Don't let her say it. Don't say it, Fushicho. You mustn't. You promised. You promised the founder. Right. Sure you can still speak. You're strong, Ray. We're impressed.
Hold still, Ray.
I'd say she's about reached her limit. Ready to talk yet? Wait.
What was that? I can't hear you.
Okay, want to know where the elimination code is? I'll spill. Just stop it. Fushicho.
A wise choice, that is. Tell us. Don't keep us waiting any longer.
The elimination code is in the founder's chest, which is inside of me now. I mean, that's probably the safest way to put it. Safest place.
What?
That night, I struggled finding a good hiding place for the elimination code. Looking at the founder's torso, with the code embedded inside, I knew I had the perfect spot. The founder and I are combat droids, so we don't bleed. That makes us easy to repair. Droids with a favorable affinity can even exchange body parts with each other. I just banged up my own torso fighting the heretics, my internal parts torn to shreds. I knew I was on my deathbed already, prepared to die at any time. So I stored the founder's torso inside my own hollow chest, along with the elimination code. I used the founder's parts to repair my own body. And then I cut up the leftover pieces and hid them in my torso too. But I was in a hurry, so I kind of dropped some smaller parts on the ground. That's when I realized the founder was a girl. It surprised me, sure, but I still love the founder. Those feelings didn't change. I put on the founder's clothes and I pretended to be her. Then I left the prayer room. I know it's crazy, but in the moment I remember feeling proud. Wearing her clothes, knowing my innards were mostly the founder's parts. It felt like the founder and I had become one. Honestly, fucking based, Manji. I didn't have to do that just to hide the code, but... Yeah, I'm crazy, ain't I? Kukushkan said it best. Love makes people crazy. But no, sorry, Ray. Sorry, founder. I failed to protect the code. How can that be? The code inside Maji Fushicho.
She got us. The code was under our noses the whole time. Thank you, Ray. You fulfilled your role. Now that we've pinpointed the code, we have no use for you anymore.
And congratulations, you hereby passed God's trial. You didn't kill Maji Fushicho, but I'll let you off for that. It's no longer needed after all. God's trial, huh? That was all just a lie, a trick from the very beginning. You were only using me to find the elimination code for you.
Glad you caught on quickly. Now you don't have to explain. With the founder dead, our initial seizure plans were scrapped, and we went with a plan B we prepared just in case.
We advanced our hacking to unlock a reincarnation, the power of God. You sealed away. The power to transfer memories to a spare body after death as often as needed. Hadn't been used since the religious war ended, so we were afraid it would fail. It was quite the sigh of relief when your eyes opened before us.
But a perfect resurrection would have given us problems. So we crushed the founder's memories to keep her in the dark. Ironic, huh? Fate brought your memories back despite our efforts. That God's trial nonsense brought us full circle. And now look where that's brought us. Ray Shimobe, you were the one brought back by us to control. To control you into finding the one that took the elimination code. The one who killed you and finished them. A slave under the control of God. You worked for us like a loyal little soldier.
Why did you fool me into thinking I was human? That was advantageous for our plan. Believing yourself to be human made you easier to manipulate. Twisted religious organization tasked with saving humanity. Don't you think that makes an enticing story? We wanted you to view yourself as a human till the very end. But you threw a wrench in our plan. You couldn't exactly make this job easy for us, could you?
Wrench after wrench, it never stopped. The first raver we revived got herself blown up. And she had 5 suspects. We didn't have time to investigate all of them.
So we used 5 ray puppets at the same time. We forcefully copied our memories in 5 spare bodies.
Why do you think we were so busy? Our clumsy little baby ray puppets couldn't do anything without our constant guidance. Not to mention secretly leaking the founder's death to those heretics on top of that.
That too. That was all you.
I mean, think about it. If you just casually walked up to a minister, they would never give you the time of day, right? And you can't admit you're a resurrected body. So we needed to stir up drama.
Hello, Madamus. Welcome in. We're going. This is some real shit. Alerting heretics of the founder's death would send shockwaves through the nation, prompting the ministers to scramble and fix it. And by involving Ray, get them cooperating. I gained the minister's trust. You did that to establish a working relationship. Colonel Madamus Sanders. Madamus, I promise you, Guy will never let it go. Let me tell you a little story, Madamus. A long, long time ago, 2 years ago now, Neko played a little game called Paranorma Sight. Scared the ever-living fuck out of her. Of course it did, because Neko's a scaredy cat. And Guy just happened to come in during that time. For the first time, I believe, was during one of those streams, if I'm not mistaken. Now, one of the things about this game was that if you turn around, you were quite probably going to get jump scared. If it gave you the option to turn, you were going to get jumped at some point. Well, Guy, in his infinite trollrific, do the thing, Guy. Go on. Go ahead. I know you're just itching to type it into the chat. There it is! 2 years later, I'm still haunted by that. And guess what they just announced? During the latest Nintendo Direct. A sequel. That I'm now going to have to play on Thursday. Because it comes out on Thursday. And I promised Guy that if it ever got a sequel, I would play it. Now, don't get me wrong. The story was fantastic. And, like, I'm honestly excited to play it at the same time. But, dear God, I am not necessarily... Thanks, Guy. Thanks. Guy told people to watch those Paranorma Sight streams for, like, a year and a half after it happened. He would tell people, you should go back and watch Neko's Paranorma Sight streams. Like a year and a half of this. You were right. You know what? With that, I'm going to take a quick potty break because I don't know how much longer this is going to go. And thinking about having to play the next one is starting to scare me. So I better go take a potty break. We'll be right back. Okay. All right, guys, I have something to tell you. I just found out that there's more than 3 hours of content left in this game. And I don't know when the next autosave is. There's over 3 hours of game left. The last autosave was 20 minutes ago. Oh God, there he goes. There he goes. Thanks, guy. I think I'm cutting the stream here. I don't know when the next autosave will be. I don't think I can save myself. I cannot. I cannot manual save because we're in the end game. I think I'm gonna cut it here. At the point of I was just looking at a Let's Play video because I was like, I can, you know, definitely find the exact spot. And I did. I found the exact spot that I'm at. Because I knew about where I was. And I paused it on the exact words that I'm at right now. And they still have 3 hours and 4 minutes. This was supposed to be the last stream, you said. The last time it went... God damn it, guy. Yeah, there's more than 3 hours of content. Hello, Lovely Stars. You're on Twitch.
Lovely Stars 01 is now following on Twitch.
Hello. Is this the same Lovely Stars that's on YouTube usually? Or do we have another Lovely Stars? Because that'd be... honestly really cool. Your driver's ed teacher asked if you were psychic. Well, either way, we're finding raids. I went into tonight's stream exhausted. I cannot reasonably do another 3 hours. You just have good intuition? Sure. Let's get our little bots over here. Our semi-bots for this side. Copy. I can skip the raid. I'm at least gonna raid Twitch side. We'll see if I find anybody fun to raid YouTube side. On Twitch side, Avi, who we've been raiding a lot lately, is doing a 24-hour stream. So I at least want to go raid over there. If I don't find anybody to raid YouTube, I won't. My Twitch chat is verified, and you have your phone number for other account. Wait, what? My Twitch chat is verified? Oh! My Twitch chat's verified because it's bad for your account to have secondary and bot accounts as followers. It actually messes with the algorithm. Fleet! Womp. How are you tonight? Maybe that's why so many people like follow and then don't talk. Maybe I'll turn that off. Maybe. Let's see. I don't actually see any. You're right. I don't think I see anybody I want to raid YouTube side. So we're gonna skip the raid YouTube side. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome, Jennifer. How long have you been here? Hi. Did I say hi to you earlier? I think I might have. Listen, I went into this stream tired. Like I said. You're welcome, Madamus. And everybody who's been here, thanks so much for hanging out today. You were lurking the whole time? Okay. Okay. We're gonna go raid Avi. on Twitch side, if you guys want to hold on, mute this. If you guys on YouTube side want to go see that, you can come do that. Tomorrow we should be doing a League of Legends stream just so that I can spend it with both the guys. I don't, plans might change, but I highly doubt it. So, anywho, that's it for tonight. I hope that everybody has a great night. I'm starting to like break, like brain breaks. So, I think this is a good spot to end. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. That's it for me for tonight. Until next time. Bye.